Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We are here with war number 4 of season 35, I almost said 25. And ISO8A is matched up against NXS. This is our second Masters Alliance we have faced this season. We've had 2 Plat 1 alliances and 2 Masters Alliances. And this is actually going to be a pretty close war. Now, I didn't take a screenshot at the end of the final score. But it was close. It was close. So I believe the final score was... honestly, I don't remember. I know we won by 4. I think it was 8-4. I think. It might have been... yeah, it was 8-4. Yeah, we won 8-4, so we did win this war. But it was close because we were actually losing 4-2 at one point. So we have the team today of Moleman and Nimrod and Mr. Fantastic. Very weird team. I seem to get assigned Moleman a lot, which is weird because like I am the person in the battle group with the most R4s available for attack, and yet I keep getting sent from Moleman. I don't dislike using him. I like using him. It's just little odd. Although to be fair, I was like the main Ghost guy before Ghost got permabanned. Pretty much, so there you go. We're going to be using 6-hour boosts, and I actually had to stay up late. I stayed up like an hour after I usually would. So that I could get my Section 2 fights done on these 6-hour boosts. So we're going to throw in an invuln here. We have Voyant on path 4. I asked for a video of this fight and no one had one, so my strategy was just going to be let the Furies do their thing. If I ever get debuffs on me, sure, she'll get her Fury, but I'm just going to shrug off all the debuffs anyways. This node, unlike the second node here, the second path fight, it does not have the ability accuracy reduction. So we don't have to worry about that. And we actually have Terrax on this second node as well. Not the hardest fight. Pretty straightforward with Moleman, other than the fact that he's bleed immune. But I think we're going to enter Frenzy like late in this fight or something like that. But yeah, when you're shrugging off so many debuffs, you don't really have to worry about your damage because, like, look at that, 33k heavy. And now I'm going to go into Frenzy, which is probably the smart decision. Getting all my crits. And then here I'm going to throw my L2. And goodbye Terrax. This was actually Cedar's Terrax, which is pretty cool. He has been in NXS for quite a while. Very good guy. And now we have this kitty Pryde. So I've seen people take this fight with Nimrod before. I don't think Nimrod is the best option, but I do think he's a very good option. I think he's the fastest option for sure, unless there's like a... oh no, I don't even know if he's the fastest option. But he is a good option for this fight regardless. So I have the Mr. Fantastic debuff on here. I'm actually going to let it fall off here because I knew that as soon as I got to my L2 the fight was over. But basically in this fight you just want to watch miss. I was able to dex there before the node went away. Or sorry, before my pre-fight went away. But yeah, look at that. She's doing 83 damage into my block with the SP1, so really took no damage other than recoil right there. But I actually am running suicides this entire war because all my fights are either Nimrod or Moleman, who are both suicide champions. So we're putting a petrified pre-fight on Mordo, and then we're also putting a petrified pre-fight on Misty Knight here. But I'm not actually taking either fight, I'm just showing where my pre-fights went. And then I also put a suppression because that was my last pre-fight and I didn't need it for any of my fights. So now we're on to my section 2. This is Invisible Woman. And I could have taken my fights in early Section 2 earlier. Excuse me. But I had to wait until someone took the mini-boss so that I could reach my mini-boss, which was after. Because I do have one fight on the boss island. So I used 150 because I wasn't too sure if I would reach SP3 with an SP2 if I used 200%. Turns out I wouldn't have, and I'll probably be using 200% going forward. It's not actually for this fight, it's for the next fight. But I completely forgot that Invisible Woman inflicts the fragility debuff on you. So she went fully unblockable. And right here I was just looking to enter Frenzy so that I could throw off my L2, but I knew that as soon as the Unstoppable expired that the miss would happen, and then there I completely forgot that the miss was still up, so I just spammed the special button as soon as I could. But here I still have a little bit of Frenzy, so I'm going to throw my L2, and though it does expire and the shield comes up, the bleeds are actually going to take her out right there. So that was pretty nice. But yeah, that node, I knew that it started with 2 permanent debuffs, but I just completely forgot about her personal debuff for the first... Excuse me. For the first few seconds of the fight. Now, this fight goes horribly. So I took an R4 null on this node with Moleman a few wars ago, and the fight went beautifully. And this is an R3 null, and I'm going to take a lot of hits to the face. I'm going to take like a combo. I'm going to take ASP1. I'm going to take everything to the face. So I probably shouldn't have been doing heavies here in hindsight, because I shouldn't be wanting to get to like a super high number before I'm even at 2 bars of power. I don't want to enter Frenzy. So there, he is at below 2 bars, but I actually didn't realize that I wasn't at an SP2. I'm like just an inch away from it, and then here I tank a full L2 to the face. Doesn't crit, so I'm fine. Here I land a nice intercept, and I'm still in Frenzy, so the fight's over. I think that's not the fight that went super bad. Maybe it was earlier in the season, because it's definitely not in War 5. I know all my fights in War 5, because that just ended a few hours ago. But now we are up against this Wolverine Weapon X on Safeguard, and I just don't really see what you want to do in what the point of this placement is. So there I dex back because I just wasn't sure if he'd start unblockable. There's no actual reason he would have. Here I'm just making sure I'm at 10. I'm going to bait this SP1 out first so that he does not go unstoppable in the middle of my special. And then here I'm going to dash back and intercept his dash with the SP2. And this does a lot of damage. In fact, it almost kills him. It's just going to leave him a little low. Something I have to do a few intercepts. But he is still losing power, so I don't have to worry about him throwing it. Here he loses his aggressive state, so I'm just going to kill him with a 5-hit combo. And that's a 39-second fight, so that's pretty awesome. So that was the end of my war, and like I said, we did win this war with a score of 8-4, which is pretty good. But we definitely need to do better if we're facing like GT40 or the top guys when we face them. When we start to get harder matchups at the end of the season. And we actually have a Masters Alliance we face in War 6, but not in War 5. So we are now 4-0 on the season. Our death total is at 1, and our PSR is at 20 out of 21, or 95%, and our deathless streak is at 14. So as of this war, there are still 4 different alliances that are 4-0. So we're sitting in 4th place because we have 1 war in Tier 2. So we'll be below everyone else with an identical record that has all wars in Tier 1. And yeah, we're just looking to get into the top 3 and going to try to stay there. But that's going to depend on how we perform. So that is going to be all for today. Or actually, no, I should talk about my other stats. My PSR is at 20 out of 21, which is 95%, and my Deathless streak is up to 14. I might have said that already. I don't think I did, but I might have. And yeah, that's going to be it. War 5 is going to be a really short one. I'm probably going to post it like 12 hours after I post this one, just so I can catch up because I was out of town this weekend for a hockey tournament. So yeah, that's going to be it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.